Alright, here is the rewritten version of your text with the requested specifications. Hello everyone, and welcome to Wisdom and Wealth, your sanctuary for timeless wisdom designed for the seasoned soul. Are you tired of feeling tossed about by life's inevitable storms? Do you yearn for an inner calm that remains unshaken, regardless of external chaos? Then you're in the right place. Today, we're embarking on a journey through 10 transformative Buddhist principles that will equip you with the tools to cultivate precisely that unshakable state of mind. We'll unpack each principle, offering practical advice on how to integrate it into your everyday life, particularly for those of us navigating the complexities of midlife and beyond. If you're seeking a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you, then please consider subscribing to our channel, Wisdom and Wealth. We regularly share insightful content designed to empower you on your path to personal growth and financial well-being. Let's start by exploring the profound wisdom of these teachings. Feelings, as we often experience, are merely visitors, fleeting sensations that arise and pass away. Buddhist philosophy encourages us to let them come and go, without clinging to them or pushing them away. Now, imagine a life where no insult, no challenge, no external chaos can truly disturb your inner peace. A life where your emotional core remains unshaken, no matter what storms rage around you. It sounds powerful, doesn't it? If you're going to take anything away from this video, let it be this: that inner peace is attainable, and it is within your reach. Today, we're diving into 10 transformative Buddhist principles that will show you exactly how to achieve this unshakable state of mind. As Buddha wisely said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Together, let's uncover how to build this inner sanctuary, your own safe haven of emotional resilience and strength. If you find value in these teachings, give us a like and consider subscribing. It is the first step in helping others achieve their potential. So, if you're ready to rise above insults and challenges, and step boldly into the life you truly deserve, let's get started with the first principle: insults and offense. Picture this: you're walking along a quiet path, enjoying the serenity of the moment, and someone hurls a stone into a still pond. The surface ripples briefly, disrupting the calm, but soon enough, it returns to its natural state of tranquility. Now, think about how often life throws its own stones your way: harsh words, criticisms, or insults, perhaps even unintentional slights. How often do you let those ripples take over, holding on to them longer than you should? Buddhist philosophy teaches us a profound truth: insults only harm us if we let them. The words of others, no matter how cutting, hold no real power unless we choose to absorb them, internalize them, and allow them to define our self-worth. This is beautifully illustrated in the Buddha's words: holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. But why is it so hard to let go of those moments? Why do we replay the sting of an insult, allowing it to erode our peace and consume our thoughts? The problem lies in attachment, our attachment to the need for approval, validation, or even a sense of justice. We take someone's negativity and make it our own, like picking up a heavy rock and carrying it long after it was thrown. Let's bring this into the modern world. Perhaps a coworker criticizes your work, questioning your effort, or a friend makes an offhand comment that cuts deeper than intended. Your initial reaction might be anger, frustration, or even self-doubt. But what if you could step back and see their negativity for what it truly is: a reflection of their inner struggle, their own insecurities, and not a true reflection of your worth? Building emotional resilience begins with a shift in perspective. So, subscribe now to stay tuned for more of these simple techniques. When someone hurls an insult, ask yourself, am I obligated to catch it? Just as you wouldn't drink poison handed to you, you don't have to internalize someone else's negativity. Let it pass, like the ripples on that pond, knowing they will fade if you don't cling to them. Here's a simple practice: when faced with criticism, pause and breathe. Imagine the insult as a cloud drifting in the sky. Acknowledge it, but let it float away. This small act of mindfulness creates a barrier between you and the negativity, allowing you to respond instead of react. Ultimately, the lesson is this: your peace is your power. Do not hand it over so easily. By choosing not to let insults affect you, you reclaim your inner strength. The ripples may appear, but the pond will always return to calm. When you understand that others' negativity is their burden, not yours, you'll find that insults lose their sting, and life's disturbances can no longer shatter your tranquility. This is the first step towards staying unaffected by life. This first step is the first of many steps toward a life of peace and serenity, so if this resonates with you, consider subscribing to Wisdom and Wealth. Second, be strict with yourself, but tolerant of others. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. You've mapped out your path, packed your gear, and set your pace. Along the way, you notice other climbers, some struggling, some moving faster, and some who seem to wander off course entirely. It's easy to feel frustrated, maybe even judgmental, but what if you shifted your focus? What if you concentrated on your climb while extending patience and understanding to others on their journeys? This is the essence of the Buddhist principle: be strict with yourself, tolerant of others. It's a delicate balance, holding yourself to high standards while showing compassion for the imperfections in others. The Buddha reminded us of this truth: you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. But that love must also extend outward. Often, we fall into extremes. We might judge ourselves harshly, chasing perfection while expecting the same of others, or we let our own discipline slide and justify it by pointing to others' shortcomings. Both paths lead to frustration and strained relationships. The key lies in this balance: self-accountability tempered with empathy. Let's bring this wisdom into today's world. Imagine you've decided to commit to a healthier lifestyle. You wake up early, exercise, and make thoughtful food choices. Meanwhile, a close friend repeatedly skips workouts and indulges in fast food. It's tempting to criticize them or feel superior in your discipline, but the truth is, everyone's mountain is different. Your journey is yours to own, and theirs is theirs to navigate. Being strict with yourself doesn't mean being harsh, it means staying committed to your principles, even when it's inconvenient. It's waking up for that morning run, even when it's cold, or choosing kindness when anger feels easier. But tolerance for others means recognizing that not everyone is on the same chapter of their story. Here's a practice to find that balance. The next time you notice someone struggling or acting in a way that challenges your patience, pause and remind yourself that they're climbing their own mountain. Reflect on the challenges you've faced, and extend the understanding you'd wish for yourself. This principle not only strengthens your self-discipline but also fosters deeper connections with others. When you stop expecting perfection from the world, you create space for authenticity and growth, both in yourself and in those around you. The lesson is clear: hold yourself to your highest standard, but let others unfold in their time. Just as the mountain doesn't judge the climbers, neither should you. In doing so, you'll find a sense of peace that remains untouched by the imperfections of life. We hope you find value in the words and that it brings happiness to your lives. Please share this message of happiness. Subscribe to hear more. Third, transform everyone into a teacher. Think about a moment when someone truly tested your patience. Maybe it was a colleague who dismissed your ideas, a stranger who cut you off in traffic, or a loved one who said something that stung. At that moment, it's easy to feel frustration or even anger. But what if, instead of reacting, you paused and asked yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me? This is the profound wisdom behind the principle: transform everyone into a teacher. Whether pleasant or challenging, every interaction holds a lesson if we're willing to see it. The Buddha beautifully encapsulated this idea when he said, "When watching after yourself, you watch after others. When watching after others, you watch after yourself." In learning from others, we grow ourselves. Life is full of lessons disguised as inconveniences. The friend who tests your patience teaches you tolerance. The coworker who competes with you reveals the importance of self-assurance. Even those who hurt you can teach forgiveness, resilience, or the boundaries you need to protect your peace. When you adopt this perspective, the world becomes your classroom, and every person, no matter how difficult, becomes a teacher. Consider this modern example. Imagine working on a group project where one person constantly misses deadlines. Frustration rises, and you might be tempted to confront them with anger or take on their responsibilities yourself. But what if, instead, you viewed this challenge as an opportunity to practice assertive communication or strengthen your problem-solving skills? Suddenly, the situation transforms from a source of stress into a chance for growth. This mindset shift doesn't mean accepting bad behavior or allowing yourself to be mistreated. It's about reframing the narrative. Instead of labeling someone as a problem, see them as a mirror, reflecting something you can learn. Perhaps they show you your own need for patience, or they push you to develop clearer boundaries. To embrace this principle, try this practice. The next time someone frustrates you, take a moment to breathe deeply and ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Write it down if you need to. This act of reflection helps shift your perspective from reaction to curiosity. This approach not only reduces stress but also empowers you. When you transform every experience into a lesson, you take control of your growth. Challenges become stepping stones, and even life's most difficult interactions lose their power to derail your peace. The lesson here is simple yet transformative. Every person you encounter has something to teach you, if you're willing to listen. By embracing this truth, you can navigate life with curiosity, resilience, and an unshakable sense of calm. If these words bring you solace, please consider subscribing to Wisdom and Wealth so we can continue to help people find inner peace. Number 4, no one can hurt you. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm, the wind howling and rain pouring. Yet, inside your home, you're warm, dry, and untouched. This is what inner peace feels like, a sanctuary no storm can penetrate. But how often do we leave that sanctuary unguarded, letting the words and actions of others batter us like an open window in a tempest? Buddhism teaches us a powerful truth: no one can hurt you unless you allow them to. The Buddha's words remind us of this self-reliance: no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. In the same way, no one has the power to harm our inner peace unless we hand them the key. Yet, it's so easy to let someone else's actions take hold of us. A harsh comment at work, an argument with a loved one, or even a stranger's rude remark can spiral into hours or days of hurt. Why? Because we react. We take their storm and invite it inside, letting it unsettle our core. Consider this: if someone throws a stone into a river, does the river stop flowing? No. It ripples momentarily but keeps moving forward. Life, too, is full of stones: criticism, anger, rejection, but we decide whether to let them sink us or flow around them. Think about a time when someone's words cut deep. Perhaps a colleague undermined you, or a friend betrayed your trust. The pain felt immediate and personal, but the truth is, their actions only had power because of your reaction. What if you could pause, breathe, and remind yourself that their behavior says more about them than it does about you? This is where mindfulness becomes your greatest ally. Mindfulness is the practice of being present, aware of your thoughts, emotions, and reactions, without judgment. It creates a space between the stimulus and your response, giving you the power to choose how to act. Start small. The next time you feel hurt by someone's words or actions, pause and ask yourself, does this define me or them? Recognize the emotion, but don't cling to it. Let it pass, like clouds drifting across the sky. The lesson is simple yet profound: your peace is yours to protect. Build a resilient inner core by refusing to let other storms shake you. Their words are like the wind, fleeting and powerless unless you give them weight. When you embrace this truth, life's challenges lose their grip on you. You remain steady, like the river that flows unaffected by the stones. Remember, no one can hurt you unless you allow them to. Choose peace, choose strength, choose to remain unaffected. Wisdom comes with age, and we share the insights we've learned with you. To continue hearing this advice, please consider subscribing. 5. Turn envy into emulation. Have you ever felt a pang of envy scrolling through social media, watching someone achieve something you've dreamed of? Maybe it was their career success, a loving relationship, or a lifestyle that seemed just out of reach. Envy is an emotion most of us know too well. It creeps in, making us feel small, unworthy, or stuck. But what if that same envy could become your greatest teacher, a force for growth rather than comparison? Buddhism offers a powerful perspective: do not be jealous of others' good qualities, but adopt them yourself. This wisdom invites us to shift our mindset from jealousy to inspiration. Instead of seeing other successes as a spotlight on what we lack, we can view them as blueprints for what's possible. Envy often stems from a place of self-doubt. We see someone thriving and immediately think, "Why not me?" But here's the secret: that spark of envy is a signal. It's showing you something you desire, something that matters deeply to you. The key is to use it wisely, not as a weapon against yourself, but as fuel for self-improvement. Imagine this scenario: a colleague gets a promotion you were hoping for. Your first instinct might be resentment or frustration. But instead of dwelling on those feelings, ask yourself, what qualities or habits help them succeed? How can I cultivate those same traits? This simple shift transforms envy into a plan of action. This principle has a modern application we can all embrace. Let's say you admire someone's discipline in fitness. Instead of envying their results, study their habits. Do they wake up early? Plan their meals? Prioritize consistency over perfection? Adopt those practices, tailoring them to your own journey. Here's a practice to turn envy into emulation. When you feel envious, pause and identify what triggered the feeling. Write it down. Then break it into actionable steps. If you admire someone's creativity, start a daily sketch or writing practice. If it's their confidence, commit to small actions that build your self-esteem, like public speaking or setting boundaries. The lesson is clear: envy is not the enemy, it's a compass. It points toward areas of your life where you're ready to grow. By channeling that energy into emulation, you shift from comparison to empowerment, from stagnation to progress. Remember, other successes are not barriers but beacons, illuminating the path ahead. When you adopt their strengths instead of envying them, you transform not just your perspective but your potential. Envy fades, and in its place, you find inspiration, determination, and growth.